Welcome to WikiNarrator. In the autumn of 1788, during the Austro-Turkish War, one of the oddest episodes in military history unfolded near the modern town of Karansebes in modern Romania. The army of Austria, preparing to fight the Ottomans, ended up fighting itself. This is a strange story of what is often called the Battle of Karansebes. In the night of the 21st and 22nd of September 1788, portions of a large Austrian army, perhaps 80,000 to 100,000 strong, were encamped near the Temish River scouting for Ottoman forces. But when they found no enemy, confusion, miscommunication, and panic did what real enemy forces never did. They turned the army against itself. According to the traditional narrative, an advance party of hussars crossed the river looking for the signs of the Ottomans. They found none, but instead encountered a group of Romani people who offered schnapps, a strong alcoholic drink, to weary soldiers. Not long after, more infantry arrived and demanded some of the alcohol. When it wasn't shared, a heated argument began and someone fired a shot. In the darkness and confusion, men began firing at one another, mistaking comrades for the enemy. Matters worsened when shouts of the Turks in their own language rang out from some units. Whether it was intentional deception or simply panic, the warning spread quickly and incorrectly. Many soldiers, unable to understand one another due to army's diverse composition, assumed the Ottomans had attacked. The chaos escalated further when officers tried to restore order. In some accounts, commands like "halt, halt" were misheard by troops unfamiliar with German as something like "Allah, Allah," deepening the fear of an imminent Turkish assault. Amid the bedlam, artillery commanders believed they were witnessing a cavalry charge by the Ottomans and fired on their own positions. By dawn, the army was a disorderly mass of panicked troops, wagons overturned, and significant confusion. 2 days later, the real Ottoman army arrived. Finding the Austrian camp in disarray, with scattered casualties and no organized defense, they took Karansebes without a fight. Accounts of casualties vary widely, partly because contemporary official records are scarce. Some reports state that the Austrian rearguard suffered around 150 casualties, while other claims, often repeated but not well supported, suggest thousands were killed or wounded. Secondary sources even contain an uncited estimate of 10,000 casualties, but historians regard that figure with skepticism due to a lack of reliable evidence. What is clear is that the chaos was largely self-inflicted. A friendly fire incident magnified by fear, miscommunication, and a breakdown of discipline just as the army was preparing for war. The incident remained obscure in official records for decades, likely because of embarrassment over how a disciplined army could implode without engaging an actual enemy. The Battle of Karánsebes stands out not because of its strategic importance, but because it is a potent example of how miscommunication, panic, and human error can cause far greater harm than the supposed enemy ever did. It also highlights how history sometimes depends on imperfect records, conflicting accounts, and stories that blur the line between reality and legend. Even modern historians treat parts of the narrative with caution, noting that the most vivid details come from accounts written decades after the event, leaving room for both embellishment and uncertainty. So that's the episode often called the Battle of Karánsebes. A night of an army confused by drinks, languages, and fear managed to defeat itself long before the real enemy arrived. Thanks for listening to this episode of WikiNarrator. Feel free to like and subscribe and comment below with any other ideas.